Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Uncle Frank, and I am not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, this just about sums it up, right? GameStop stock goes wild as Roaring Kitty schedules YouTube event. GameStop stock spiked again Thursday after meme trader Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill, scheduled a live YouTube stream for Friday. So I guess we'll all be tuned in at 12 Eastern time for that, right? Later in the day, Vlad, the buy button Tenev, was running his mouth. Robinhood CEO says exchange is ready for Roaring Kitty live stream surge. Quote, we are prepared for GameStop frenzy. Okay, so you're promising you've got enough money this time, right, Vlad? Because some people are going to hold you to that remark, kid. Actually, the funniest articles come from the past 2 days. Here's one from Cody Willard at MarketWatch. Opinion. Roaring Kitty is taking us to GameStop Fantasyland. No short squeeze is coming. Here's the reality. You see, Cody knows. GameStop has few growth prospects and questionable survival potential. Well, that hit piece didn't age well, did it, Cody? We don't need your wildly bad advice, dude. We've got Jim Cramer for that, who told everyone to sell GameStop, earlier in the week. As far as growth prospects, I'll bet on Ryan Cohen over Cody Willard. He's sitting on over $1 billion war chest. He could buy a new business, develop a new one, make strategic investments. Who knows? He may have a deal in hand right now. He founded e-commerce giant Chewy, the largest business of its kind on the planet. Maybe he can do it again. GameStop has rallied over 79% since Cody's article. Cody, go cover NVIDIA before you hurt yourself, bro. Speaking of NVIDIA, just hours ago, NVIDIA stock has scorched short sellers to the tune of $20 billion this year. That's according to new data from analysts at S3 Partners. There is now $34.4 billion of capital that's been poured into bearish bets against NVIDIA, S3 said. For context, NVIDIA's short exposure by dollar value is now nearly twice as much as what exists for the next two largest single-name equity shorts. Those are Apple and Tesla. NVIDIA stock has climbed 143% over the course of 2024 to date. GameStop burned Andrew Left in 2021. He's betting against the stock again. Short seller says he has taken a smaller position this time. Quote, it's a cult stock. How you doing today, Andy? And today from Adam Aron's old firm Apollo, everything is not going to be okay in private equity, Apollo's co-president says. The private equity industry must face up to the reality of lower valuations, according to Apollo Global Management's Scott Kleinman. Quote, I'm here to tell you everything is not going to be okay, the Apollo co-president said in a session at the Super Return International Conference in Berlin on Wednesday. Uncle Frank reported back in March, a private equity black swan event poses huge risks to markets. Kleinman added, the types of PE returns it enjoyed for many years, up to 2022, you're not going to see that until the pig moves through the python. And that's just the reality of where we are. But Scott, you are the python. Hedge funds hit with 22nd consecutive month of net outflows. The hedge fund industry ended the first quarter of 2024 with net outflows totaling $25.6 billion, marking the 22nd consecutive month investors have yanked cash from the asset class, according to the latest data from NASDAQ eVestment. I'm sorry, guys. I reported this exactly 1 month ago, but it brings me such joy to repeat it. I can't wait for the next batch of bad news on the Hedgies for the quarter ending this month. I just really enjoy saying it. Hedge funds hit with 22nd consecutive month of net outflows, especially on a day like today. Guys, I've been watching this Archegos case in New York, the firm that finally brought down Credit Suisse, just waiting for someone to mention AMC or GME or meme stocks. Well, today it finally happened. Wells Fargo media analyst Stephen Cahall testified that he thought early 2021 movements in stocks in which Archegos had positions were part of a trend of companies seeing double-digit increase despite no change in their fundamentals. He wrote a report at that time about preparing for the new normal, which included Viacom and Discovery Communications with meme stocks like AMC. Viacom and Discovery are two of the stocks Archegos is accused of manipulating. I will continue to monitor what goes down here and will report back to you with any news pertaining to meme stocks in particular. Bad news for the SEC is also bad news for us this time. U.S. Appeals Court rejects SEC oversight rule for private equity and hedge funds. A U.S. Appeals Court rejected an SEC rule intended to give investors more transparency into private funds, but which the nearly $27 trillion industry said threatened to fundamentally change how it does business. The New Orleans-based Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals decided the SEC exceeded its authority by adopting the rule in August of 2023. It ruled in favor of 6 private equity and hedge fund groups that challenged the regulations. Recent fights involving the SEC concern regulations requiring more transparency surrounding short positions, and that firms that routinely deal in government bonds and other securities register as broker-dealers. In announcing the new rules, SEC Chair Gensler said they would benefit all investors, big or small, institutional or retail, sophisticated or not. The Fifth Circuit has become a favored court for conservative and business groups to challenge federal regulatory powers. All 3 judges involved in Wednesday's decision were appointed by Republican presidents. Yeah, I guess we conservatives have to own that. But I do have a suggestion for the SEC. How about just enforcing the rules and laws that are on the books right now instead of spending all your time terrorizing the crypto space? Wow, what an amazing day. Thank God for days like these, right? GME got as high as 47.80 during regular trading hours to finish at 46.55, up 14.98 or 47.45% on volume in excess of 187 million shares versus average volume of 28.2 million. Then after hours, GME rocketed to a high of 67.50, settling at 61.27, adding another 1472 or 31.62%. Can we all agree Roaring Kitty's social media events are white swans? Nothing else seemed to work, did it? Hey, AMC had an amazing day too, right? We had our usual crime candle pre-market flashing the stock price down to 470. Then Amy chased Jimmy all day, posting a high of 596, then closing at 579, up 64 cents or 12.43%. Then after hours, the party continued to see AMC add 71 cents to finish at 650, up another 12.26%. We did get a print as high as 688 after hours as well. What should piss everyone off is how connected AMC is to GME's price action when they have absolutely nothing in common other than they're both considered meme stocks and are wildly manipulated by Wall Street. The fact that they trade in lockstep exposes the reality of what we known to be true all along. Now, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I will never tell you to buy, sell, or hold any security or cryptocurrency. Having said that, Uncle Frank is long AMC. SPPP, Archer Aviation. I'm long volatility. I've got the 1350 calls expiring June 18th. And the 2 monthly income payers, PSEC and GUT. So let's get to the calendar. Friday, June 7th, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Employment report and unemployment rate. But who gives a shit? 12 Eastern Time, the Roaring Kitty YouTube event. And also, SPPP should be on the New York Stock Exchange list of threshold securities for 13 days. We'll see. Bad Boys Ride or Die will be released at our theaters. Next week, Tuesday, June 11th, the FOMC meeting begins and ends on the 12th. According to NASDAQ, GME is expected to report earnings after the bell. The report will be for the fiscal quarter ending April of 2024. Wednesday, June 12th, 8:30 a.m., CPI, Consumer Price Index, and 2 p.m. that afternoon, minutes of the Fed's May FOMC meeting will be released. If that wasn't enough, Thursday, June 13th, 8:30, PPI, Producer Price Index, and we're going to close it off Friday, June 21st, Roaring Kitty's options expire. And a shout out to my man Jake Wasserman in Atlanta, a razor sharp guy I should have listened more closely to. Yeah, I said it, Jake. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.